I'm back with another video. I'm Sabrina from Mom and 3, and today I just want to talk real quick about godly advice for dating yourself. Dating yourself. Dating yourself. I used to think that was like kind of corny. Yeah, but I don't think so anymore. And that's just because I got so tired of like you might as well date yourself if you keep meeting, how they say, frogs, and you haven't met a prince. And I'm not at all like, I am a lover of love and a lover of marriage. Like, I love love. I'm not a hopeless romantic. I don't claim that because I don't like the word hopeless. But I'm a hopeful romantic. Okay. So, but yeah, when you've met a couple of frogs, sometimes I feel like you should have enough wherewithal, like in your mind, to take a break and date yourself. And when I say date yourself, what I really truly mean is get to know yourself. And there's nothing wrong with getting to know yourself. It's nothing wrong with saying no when you meet people because you are focused on something greater. In order for you to be successful in relationships and marriage, I think it's important for you to know. In fact, I know it's important for you to know yourself well enough, like really well. And so society, to me, I want to, say, I just think society pushes companionship and marriage on people all too much. I feel like people should really, especially believers, like the body of Christ, you really should be focused on your walk with God and, just growing as a person. What is your purpose? What is your purpose in Him? Like, enjoy your life. Life is such a gift. Oh, it's such a gift. I'm so glad that, like, I've realized that, and I've gone through some things and overcome some things, because I used to feel like I hate that I'm always going through something. But now that I'm getting older and I'm wiser, I am so grateful for the things that I've gone through, because I now know, like, the gift that is life. I truly know the gift that is life, and I don't take it for granted. And so for that reason, I do not date at the moment. I am truly enjoying, like, getting to know just me and God. I do have 3 children, if you don't know me personally, and that's why this channel is called Mom and 3, and I am divorced. So I have not had a successful marriage, but I did learn a lot. I never wanted to feel like I walked away from that marriage or that relationship or situation. All of those years with nothing to offer. Okay, at least know what not to do. So in doing so, the Lord revealed to me, like, that I was basically so caught up in companionship and wanting to be with somebody, and I actually despised being single. Like, I was single quite a few times while I was dating my ex-husband. Really, I was a married single woman. I'm just saying I was a married single woman. I'm being for real, because I felt like I was a single woman at times. And that's the type of broken situation I was in. But I ended up in that situation because of my brokenness, my emotional brokenness and instability, and my insecurities that developed from dating him. Just a lot of different things that happened that led me to, like, really being in this really, just emotionally broken space. And so I still continued the relationship and got married anyway, only to really discover that I was truly, truly, truly unhappy. And that is because I did not know me well enough. I promise you, it's because, I put some blame on him too. Don't get me wrong. But I take a lot of accountability, because I know for a fact that I was running from being single. I was 20-something years old. I wanted a family. I wanted to be a wife, and I wanted that so bad. And the first person who showed me, they was a decent father, that, they didn't want to play these games with me, that they found me to be attractive and intelligent and, funny and fun at the time. That's what he thought, or led me to believe that's what he thought about me. But, the first person that came along, it was like, okay, well, he's not playing these games, and I really want, like, a family setting and blah, blah, blah. So, but I wasn't getting to know myself. So much so that I would have known that I was going to grow out of some of the things that were okay in the beginning. See, my relationship developed into something where it was like I was growing and I felt like my relationship wasn't growing with me. Then it became my marriage. So I remember talking to this guy once, not too long ago, and he found it so funny that, I married my ex-husband, even though when we were dating, it was horrible. And I remember saying something to the effect of, well, don't you have, two baby mamas? Like, what made you stick around and have a baby with women who you didn't want to marry? I mean, it's nothing to laugh about. People are in emotionally broken situations all the time where they get married to people that they should have never been with to begin with. Had I been listening to, specifically my older sister, had I been listening to her because I know the Lord was speaking to me through her, had I listened to her, I would have kept it moving. Children, and not come into covenant with that man. But enough about that. This video is about dating yourself, which I am enjoying. So some tips for dating yourself is truly, honestly, give it some time. That's the first thing I could just, suggest is that, the string. What's going on here? I got a wardrobe malfunction, y'all. Anyway, the first thing I could say about dating yourself is give it some time. And why I say give it some time is because at first it may feel like, this is boring. It's not something that I feel like is helping me. Even if you've been doing it for a while, it can also feel kind of boring. But I think you kind of go, through a hiatus when you're single. Especially if you're trying to embrace being single. So just give it some time. I don't care if I've been divorced 3 years, but have I embraced singleness 3 years? Absolutely not. I was even separated for a whole entire year. I did not embrace being single until maybe about a year and a half ago, to where it felt like, this is okay. I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. It's me and the Lord. And the word of God says that he is my husband. To the husbandless, to the single women, I am able to dedicate my time to him. It actually says like a woman that's like not a wife or a mother can, she doesn't have to split her time. I'm paraphrasing. She don't have to split her time between those things and the Lord. But when you become a wife and a mother, you split your time. And so I'm a mother, but I'm not a wife yet to any man. I am somebody's wife, but I don't know who he is. Who's my husband yet. So right now I'm not actively, participating in the role of being wife. Well, during this time, I'm splitting my time with my 3 children, but it's not a 4th person because I'm not married yet. So I'm taking advantage of that. At first, it was all fun and games and, just hanging out. And, that didn't last long because I don't like to hang out too much because I'm getting older and I like to be in my bed. But then it just became this thing where it's like, I want to meet a different type of man, a different caliber of man. So that's what, I'm asking the Lord for now. I don't want to date the same type of men that I've dated in the past because they haven't panned out. And they all have similarities. And that's all from probably some brokenness in my history of being a little girl or something. I don't know. The Lord hasn't really revealed that to me. I haven't gone to him about that yet. But honestly, I do see a lot of similarities in the men that I've dated in the past. And I don't want to date those type of men anymore. I want to date a different type of man. So while I'm, doing the work of allowing the Lord to heal me fully and getting to know me and dating myself, I'm just waiting and I'm enjoying it. So that's like my second point. You need to get to a space where it's like, the first point is, giving it time. But like the second point is enjoying it, embrace it. Once I took on the mindset of like embracing being single, honey, that thing just was like, whoo, I'm single. Now, I am a clean person. But every now and then, a basket of laundry is not going to get folded. When I was married, for example, I'm talking about, just little things that I remember. My ex-husband used to be like, when you going to fold this laundry? Baby, I work 12 hours, 8 hours. I am mothering these small children. At the time, they were so small and so busy. I love them so much. They were so small and so busy, but I was mothering them, and I've always been in school. If you know me, you know that I've gotten consecutively a bachelor's degree. I started with actually an AA degree, a 2-year degree. Then I went on a couple more years to get a bachelor's degree, then a master's degree, and now I'm in school again to get a specialist degree. So, so I say that to say I've been in school all along. So it was like laundry. That laundry can wait. I mean, I want to be a good homemaker, but I'm not a homemaker because I work. So, you know, and my ex-husband was a good provider. I didn't mind working. I have goals and things that I want to do. So it's never bothered me to go to work. I actually love my career. Well, the issue was, am I folding the laundry? And would you believe it became an issue? Okay, I'll fold the laundry. I'll put the laundry away. Like, you know, and I had the kind of ex-husband that was domesticated. He could cook and he could clean. But it was the kind of thing that, you know, I would look back now, little things where it's like, I don't have to worry about that. This laundry is not going to get folded tonight. It's Friday night. I'm going to my son's football game. I'm sleeping in on Saturday, and me and my children are going to lunch or brunch or something, and I fold that laundry when I get to it. Another thing that, you know, I'm just pointing out different things or whatever. Be grateful, because you could have been in something. You could be in a hurry to get in a relationship with a man who is terrible with money. And you don't know it yet because your eyes are not all the way open because you ignore red flags. But you could be in a relationship with a man that's not good with money, and therefore your money and his money mixing. Before you know it, you're not, you know, doing what you need to do, making plays like you need to be with your money, paying your bills on time, you know, meeting your financial goals like you should be. I am grateful that my money is my money. If for some reason a bill didn't get paid, like all these lights I got on in here while I'm shooting this video, a bill doesn't get paid, it's my fault. I could never look around and be like, sir, why you ain't pay the light bill? No, because I'm the head of household, you know, and so it's just little things. I'm not in no way saying that I don't, you know, I'm happy to be paying the bills by myself, and I don't preach independent women type of thing. I'm not that kind of woman. I want to be married, and I want a husband that's a provider and that, you know, wants to be married. I want a husband that wants to do that. Like, he just don't do it just because that's his title. He want to do that. He loves to be looked at as like the head of household who pays bills and who, you know, gives direction, and, you know, he's the leader of the home. And that's the type of woman that I am. But while he's away, because I don't know who he is yet, I really don't mind, you know, these little things. I'm just saying, I had asked the Lord for like practical ways for me to be okay and happy in this season. And when people be like, season this, and this season, I used to feel like, oh, you know, the church be using all these terms and it just catch on. But for real, this is a season, because the philosopher, I believe it's Ephesians, when he talks about seasons, and that was so deep to me. Like when I would read, you know, there's a time for everything, birth and death and, you know, good and bad, and everything is a season. So you got to know what season you're in, excuse me. And so right now, excuse me, right now in this season of singleness, I just decided to, my third point, allow the Lord to just show me, you know, things I can be grateful for and thankful for. Okay, so give it time, embrace it, find something to be grateful and thankful for in this season. I'm grateful and thankful that, you know, my children and I are closer. You know what I mean? For somebody to come along and me to take them seriously and date them, and for me to say, oh, I want you to be, for them to say, I want you to be my wife to me, it's going to take, you know, for my children to be accepting as well, because we bonded. And I would tell them when they were little, when my husband and I, my ex-husband and I first separated, like, we in a club. This is a club. See this as a club. And during that time, it was just so amazing. In the beginning, it was hard. Oh my God, it was so hard going from being, you know, in this relationship so long with all this chaos to even more chaos, but doing it by yourself. But when I look back now that I am so much more stable emotionally, and I'm much more grounded, and I'm, learning in my career, I'm, developing as a teacher, as an educator, and I'm falling in love with my career, and I'm, growing as a daughter in Christ, and I'm teaching my children even more about the word of God. I always taught them, but I'm really teaching them about spiritual warfare. I'm growing as a woman. Now I look back at that stuff and I'm like, that time was some of the best time, man. Me and my kids, they have this kind of thing, this feeling the three of them get where they start sleeping in my room. And this can go on for months. The little one to sleep in my bed, and the oldest two used to sleep in my bed. So the four of us would just be sleeping in my bed for about a good year when me and my ex-husband first separated. And now they too big. So they made their palace on the floor, and we have like a sleepover. We have a sleepover because it makes us feel close to one another. They have beds, they have TVs, they got whatever they need. They bring their pillows. All I hear walking through the house at about 9:30 at night is, my children bringing their pillows and their blankets. And we talk about God, and then I'll call their names, and one of them will be asleep. The other one will be like, oh, I'm up. Messiah will be like, I'm still up, Mom. And that'll be that. And, in the beginning, I didn't know it would grow into this. I didn't know that I was going to latch on to being single like this. It's not a bad thing. I worried about the stigma. I worried about, my last name being different from theirs because I wanted no affiliation with my ex-husband. I never wanted to be tied to him any longer after the divorce because I considered that to be something wicked in a sense, because I probably shouldn't have been married to him anyway. And I know that God does not smile upon divorce, but I repented. But all in all, I believe that I, took matters into my own hands by marrying him in the first place. So, I felt so much more free. I feel so much more freedom, you know what I mean, to walk out this thing in life and teach my children how I want to teach them, my household serving the Lord. And so for a person to be able to come into this home and say that I'm going to be their wife, or for me to come into a home with them, my children and I both, they have to be a man of God. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't mean like the kind of man of God that I thought my ex-husband was. I know what I'm looking for. So in this time of singleness, please don't be in a rush and in a hurry. It could cost you your life. You can embrace it. You can give it time. You can find something to be grateful about. And best of all, you can allow God to be your husband. He's still your husband when you get married. But man, during the time when you single, you my husband. You make provisions for me, Lord. I just be so grateful. Like, woo, my husband gonna take care of it. Oh, you married to Jesus? So I just want to, tell anybody out there who's single, slow down. Stop being in a hurry to date, being in a hurry to heartache. You in a hurry to get back to heartache. First of all, and I'm about done because these are short videos. First of all, when somebody is not something long term. You know that because you know that whatever you're looking for and whatever they are offering or showing you, you don't need to go into nothing feeling like you're going to change nobody, overlooking things, ignoring those red flags. Please don't do that. Don't do that anymore. You've done that in the past, so don't do it anymore. Secondly, you got to know what you want. I remember a then friend of mine was like, she don't understand why God keeps sending her all these men who don't do right by her. And I was like, I never heard her reference God before. She never talks about prayer. She never talks about reading her Bible. She never talks about Jesus Christ. But she decided to place that on God, to blame God that every man she was dating at the moment and, involved with was sent by God. And I was like, you really think God sends you those men? That's strange to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, God is not sending you all these different men. That's not what he's doing. You got to know God's character to know if somebody's sent from God. You know what I mean? And why is he sending you a whole bunch of men at one time, 3 and 4 or 5 men, and all of them are worldly men? None of them are believers. And come to think of it, is this message for you? Are you seeking a man of God? Are you looking for a man of God? Or are you looking for a man who, drinks a little bit, smokes a little bit, parties a little bit, ain't no big deal. He might get up and go to church on Sunday. He might not. He might say a gangster prayer. What are you looking for? What kind of woman are you? So that's something you need to know also. And the last thing that I want to press on you to know about yourself when, just advice for, godly dating, because this is godly dating now. Godly dating is to know your triggers. Know what your triggers are. Allow God to heal them, bring you, whole. Heal them. Something is broken. It's become a trigger for you. Allow him to heal you. And if it's something that is still a problem, and what I mean, not even a problem, but if it's something that you just don't like, it can trigger a bad time in your life. You don't need to be involved with somebody like that, because you may tell them about it and they may still overstep that boundary, and that means they don't have any respect for you. And it means that you're triggered again. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know your triggers. And you may not even be, I said that because you got to let the Lord heal you, because you may not want to share those past experiences that have triggered you with this new man. You don't want to come off like Erykah Badu, the bag lady. And that's understandable. Like, why bring all that baggage and stuff, into this new thing? I'm talking about when you meet a man of God. So allow the Lord to heal you. Allow the Lord to heal you. Allow him to heal you, heal that background stuff, those triggers, whatever it is that's triggering you. Allow him to fix that part of you. And I can't even say, I used to feel like God gonna bring, you, your husband, Sabrina, when you heal. I don't know about that. My healing was done on the cross. I gotta walk in it. I don't know about that. It's like, when you're fully healed, then that's when God decides. I can't speak for God. I can meet my husband tomorrow and still be feeling like I'm allowing those triggers to, be regurgitated back up in my life. But I gotta walk in my healing. I've been healed. And the whipping post, the stripes of Jesus, he never said it's just for your physical healing, like your sickness. That's for your mental, your emotional, your physical, all of it. So you got to walk in that. All right, sister girl. So, and then, if there's a guy watching this as well, godly dating, take something from this, because I've experienced dating, and it's nothing out there outside of the Lord. I know for me, I never want to do it again if it's not from God. I done got so wrapped up in this thing with me and God, where it's like, I done told the Lord, well, if you don't have a husband for me, that's all right too. Because, hey, long as you here, long as you don't leave me, because I've gotten to a place of joy. I remember, and I promise I'm done after this, like a couple of years ago, I used to be like, I don't know if I could ever say out loud out of my mouth, if you ain't got a husband for me. Then I, as time went on, experiences and things, and I got closer to God, slowly I would be like, well, Lord, I want to feel like so much joy in where you have me, and being single during that time, because I knew I was going to be single after, separation and then divorce. I mean, I knew that I had some things that I needed, the Lord to work on. But I was like, man, I want to have so much joy one day to where I'm like, it don't matter if you got somebody for me or not, And then it was like, why would you say that? God put it in me to be a wife. I know you got somebody for me, but I just want him to know that I'm in a space of joy, where it's like, if I never had another companion, I'm like, it's okay. And I don't want nobody feeling sorry for me. I'm a single mother. It gets hard. It don't never stop getting hard. There's never a break where it's like, oh, it can get hard. It's always hard and challenging, but it's always beautiful to me. But all in all, you know, I love companionship, but I'm in a space of joy now, where it's like, I'd rather be here by myself than be dating a clown, another homie to clown. I don't want to never do that again. So thank you for watching, and that's all I wanted to share with you. I hope that this video has blessed you, and look for more content and videos from my channel. Bye.